Witch Queen is just around the corner, and with it comes the brand new Legend Campaign mode. Now, for those of you who don't know, once you finish a Legend Campaign, it's going to give you a full set of 1520 gear, which just automatically puts you past the soft cap. It's going to be an integral tool to leveling up for the raid this season. Now, the catch is you've actually got to make it through the campaign with your sanity intact. So I've compiled a list of what to use and what not to use this coming Tuesday. Now, just a heads up, you are going to die. A lot. Unless you're some pro PvE player, this is going to be hell. As the season just started, you're going to be way underleveled, and if you're like me and play the story solo, it's going to be even harder. Now, I don't have any specific builds today for you guys, just a collection of gear and mods that you're going to want to have on hand when the day rolls around. Now, as far as we know, it hasn't been confirmed whether there are going to be champions in the campaign yet, but it's probably safe to assume that there will be, just like any other high-level activity in the game. So with that possibility, you'll want one of the most versatile weapons in the game, Arbalest. This gun was a bit of a joke for a while until they gave it anti-barrier, which makes it just a go-to weapon for any high-level activity with barrier champions. And if match game is a modifier that's active, Arbalest will bypass the need to micromanage your elemental damage. Next up is this fucking gun. Do I even need to explain? It's Gjallarhorn, for fuck's sake. What isn't it good for? You've got great DPS and ad clear. What more could you want out of a gun? And if you don't want to use an exotic slot, I'd highly recommend using an explosive light rocket launcher, as they're some of the highest DPS the game has to offer right now. A couple examples are Ascendancy, which is the seasonal rocket right now. You've probably heard of it. And the other one is the Hothead, which is the current Grandmaster weapon. And then an incredibly good type of weapon in general is the bow, because in high-level activities, it has enough damage to one or two shot most basic red bars, which is going to be crucial because there are typically a lot of them in campaigns. The absolute peak ad clear bows are Tiku's Divination and Trinity Goal. Another noble thing is that they're going to have the anti-barrier mod for this season. And then the next weapon on the list here is the lightweight frame grenade launcher. I'd highly recommend using blinding grenades on it, as it makes it incredibly easy to stun entire groups of enemies at once. Auto rifles. They're gonna have overload on them. It's pretty self-explanatory. And coming up next are the rapid fire fusions. Even without particle deconstruction, these guns can deal an absurd amount of damage very quickly due to the incredibly short charge time. And this season, for the Unstoppable mod, it's gonna be on Glaives. Get some, I guess? We know next to nothing about their functionality, so they're probably gonna be good, knowing everything that Bungie comes out with is fucking busted at launch, so, you know, get a glaive. Now, moving on to the mods, there's pretty much only one mod worth using that isn't one of the basic ones like Scavengers or Ammo Finders. And that mod is Protective Light, which grants you a dump truck's worth of resistance if you take critical damage and you're charged with light. It's basically just saving your life as a socketable mod. Now, if you want to be a rebel and run other mods, go for it. I always love to see people making builds. But remember, if it consumes stacks of charge with light, you risk not being able to proc Protective Light, which is going to save your ass dozens of times. And that's not even an exaggeration. Protective Light's going to save your ass so many times. It's the best mod in the game currently. Single-handedly, on its own, it's better than most builds that you're ever going to make. So, yeah, don't, be wary of that if you want to make your own builds. But never, ever equip high energy fire if you're going to use Protective Light. High energy fire is going to consume all stacks of charge with light whenever you get a kill. Like, yeah, the high damage is nice and all, but you're not going to be alive much longer after that. So those are my insights on what kind of gear you should be running for the new legendary mode. Good luck out there. I'll also be streaming my attempt at soloing the campaign on my Twitch, so go ahead and check that out if you all want to come watch me suffer.